Okay, so today is October 18th of 2022. I'm in the kitchen. Cleared off my little workspace here. You can see what's going on. Right, I've got 2 more jars. I got my buckets. So, and when the jars and the buckets are dry, I'm putting the wheat, the hard white, and the soft white wheat, and then the hard red wheat. Okay, you'll see. And we're going to do the turnips, because I haven't done that yet. And I'm looking at this, going to see if I can try this. So I just wanted you to see what I'm doing. Let's see if we can put that there, because it looks kind of complicated. I can't really see the directions because it's so written so small, and the printing is not very dark, but then I don't see printing very well. It's a little high, right? Where am I? Oh boy. Let's see. Is that a little better? That's a little better. Okay. So I figured it out, this part. They gave me, I don't know if these are extra blades or what. I don't know what those are. And some screws. So I'm trying to open it up. I guess you go like this. It's kind of like an old school pressure canner. Like those American, those really big ones that you screw in, right? They're really heavy duty, those ones. So I think we're looking at something like the same kind of principle. Now, keep in mind, this was cheap. Okay, I see. It just releases itself. This was the cheapest model from a different brand, where there's another brand that has different levels, right? From 100 and we'll just say $50 all the way up to almost $600 with different wattage in their motors, right? Where this one was a different brand and it was less than $90, and I just wanted to try it to see if I even like this. Okay, so that pops off pretty easy. Now I can tell, you know, this seems to be pretty, you know, sturdy. Plus I want to wash it before I use it, because there's always factory grease. You can feel it. I can feel it already. Formaldehyde, that kind of stuff, right? And then it has a little screen. That's nice. And it looks like there's already blades in there. Now I don't know if this comes off. I don't think this part actually comes off. I think you have to wipe it out. Okay? I think so. But if you look inside, now maybe the blades are for different things. I don't know. The blades appear to be similar. Yeah, these are just replacement blades, and they're sharp. So that's nice, right? And then we've got these things, I guess, which is another form of blade that appears to be in here as well. And the way they've got it, it looks like they've got these two on the one on the bottom. I don't know, something like that. So they give you a complete set of extra blades. Yeah. I don't think this comes out. Like, I don't, like, you know how you can, right? And then just wash the whole thing. This, I think you, when you're done grinding, you put whatever you grinded in here and you shake it. Okay.
The damages will keep occurring on atrocious numbers globally, and there will be no resources being put out there that will help because no one thinks there's a problem.
Okay. Now it's talking about carbon blades, but I don't know. All I got are those blades. These directions here look different than the machine itself, at least from what I can tell. Right? I don't know what all this stuff is, because it doesn't have any of it. It has a little black button right here. I don't know what it is. It seems to go in and out. I don't know if that's the power button or what. It has a timer. You can go for 5 minutes and then you have to let it sit for 10 minutes and rest. See, it has, well, it actually has two buttons here. It has this button. I don't know what it is. And there's another button. Right? What it's for, what, you push them together and the whole thing comes out maybe? No. I don't know. I don't know what it's for. And then I guess it has a little light here when the power's on, or maybe when it's plugged in or something. I don't know. Other than that, it's pretty simple, I guess. You just turn this on, and yeah. I don't know. Now, they gave me some little screws here. These are springs. I don't know what these springs are for. I don't know if it's supposed to go, maybe it's supposed to go on the inside. So, you're not supposed to put wet things in this. Alright. And when you're ready to change, I don't know, there's a nut in there, a nut and bolt, when you're ready to change the blades. But obviously I don't need to do that right now. And they give you 2 extra blades, and there's only one long one in here. And then they give you those other little blades that are put in an opposite direction from what I can tell. And then this thing is screwed right into the base of this. So you can actually screw this off. I can see there's a part here that I'm afraid to do it, but obviously it's there for a reason. I don't know. Same thing on this side. I don't think it changes the dynamics. They don't really, these directions is not the same. There's something missing. Timer. And then, my left eye really bugging me, eh? Overload protection. Anti-fiber I don't know.
990, which remains
Vibrating something.
this is the National Child
So,
Protection
I guess I'll get a clean rag.
in a way to protect the vaccine
I don't think you're allowed to put water in there.
by people who are claiming that,
Like, you should be able to wash it, but
vaccinations, as well as to ensure
I mean, what if it leaks
public health
into the motor and then I electrocute myself?
to prevent infectious diseases and maintain the herd immunity.
I mean, I can wipe it down.
A turning point in history where things
I don't think this ever comes off. I think when you're wanting to do something, you just change the blades.
and
Unless, of course, you're going to start unscrewing in here, and then you can take everything off.
because from 8 vaccines,
And I don't want to do that right now because
the era leading up to this
I'm
point,
trying to give it a fair
a lot
shake.
of these vaccine citizens were going to. Once the laws are in place, so far about 6,990
And then they give you a little brush.
show that your child or you had some serious adverse
With
event
this is with real horsehair,
then,
which is
if it
nice,
happens after that, they're not causally related.
right? I don't like those rubber kind. This is real horsehair. Then you. Okay, so let me just get a rag and wipe down as much as I can. Hold on. Okay, I don't really know what I'm doing here. It says 700 grams capacity. So I'm just going to put 400 grams in. So 1 cup is about 200 grams. Okay, I'm not very good with weights, right? So we'll just... And I'm really having a hard time with my eyes. So... okay, well, I'm not going to worry about 1 gram. Although I think the way you do this is you turn it off. I don't know. I don't know how to use a scale.
That's how that system works.
Turn it off.
You have
Okay.
the answer of that filtration and traveling system.
Well, that measuring cup seems to be weighing quite a bit.
You enhance the ability of this mRNA garbage to damage your own DNA repair system.
Okay, so you put the cup on, and then you turn it on,
God help you.
and it brings you to 0. Right?
To supporting your system.
We're just going to see.
Before we
Is
break,
that 0? Yeah.
I wanted to share with
I need a bigger
you
thing. See? Do you see how my eyes don't work?
White House, who knows what moves in there. Obama?
Yeah, I need a bigger bowl, right?
And burying the United States in
But
national
whatever.
letting our country slip into this inflation. Can you
Okay, so that's about 400 grams, so hold on a minute.
within 28 days,
Okay, so I'm a little nervous.
with a high level of global immunity to COVID-19.
I think I got everything in there.
Okay, there's your propaganda number 1, okay?
It says turn on the
This guy's trying to
timer.
straddle the fence. Sorry.
So,
Oh my God.
oh,
Vaccination.
it just turned itself on.
Criminals
And that
is likely
didn't sound very
outweighed by the
good.
normally high risk of cardiac-related
That didn't
death.
sound like rolling.
Benefit of vaccination.
Oh my
See where
God.
it stands.
What happened?
You see where
Off.
it stands, right? You see where the state of Florida still
Oh,
has a law on the books saying that any of their agents
I'm on
who are
off.
in the state of Florida
I'm scared, people.
legally can
I don't
inject
think this button does anything. That just shows you that it's plugged in.
for any reason on the books, right?
This doesn't do anything.
Because
Because what it says here, it says
last week and said, well, what can I do? Well,
plug
where were you a year
in
ago?
and turn the timer
17
switch,
seconds
then
Now it's gone
turn
down
on
to the
the switch
on the shelf.
for grinding.
Each of you, not just Florida, all of you in your respective states. Take a look at the laws on
There's
your...
a button here, but I don't know what that button does.
Do a search. Go on your state site. Health Department.
Oh my
Do a
lord.
search. For vaccine.
Oh my
Injection.
lord.
Anything. Try to bring up your laws. See what your state's up to. So he made the pharmaceutical companies happy.
On,
For the
off.
benefit of this vaccine.
On, off.
Far outweighs these
I
dangers.
wonder if these things are broken. I'm gonna just do it again.
Red herrings, confusion, muddy the waters.
Well,
This is what we're moving into.
you can't even go that way.
Moving into a phase where people on the other side,
gave me a
on the
broken
other side,
machine.
bought and paid for pharma shills, you know, blatant media, mainstream media, you know, a few snakes within our movement.
Just turn itself off here in a second. Okay.
With
So why don't we see what that little bit
bioweapons,
did?
bioweapons
Huh?
is a
What do you
fairly
think?
good thing.
Always unplug it.
See how ridiculous
Right.
that sounds?
That's
It
kind of
doesn't
scary.
work.
See, these directions there, I don't know. They've got two different models there.
Bring some benefit to those over 60.
They've got two different models there.
Want to call off, harvest off. their
Right.
elderly.
And they don't even have very good directions. But then, like I said, I got the knockoff. I think that's
Let's get
I think
back
that's
to
what you
this-
call it, a knockoff.
this analysis.
Okay, we got it unplugged. Let's just see what that little bit of amount of grinding did.
Let's go back to
And
the
then
picture.
we unscrew it.
I think it was 3. I numbered it 3. Cardiac risk
Okay.
for all. It's under the
Boy,
section.
oh boy.
Cardiac-related deaths following vaccination.
It got warm in there, that's for sure.
So they say here, this is where they get that
Okay,
84%.
Oh my.
And then they say the remaining age groups fail to reach statistical significance. Okay? This is
Okay.
where you need Dr. Jane. Former pharmaceutical.
Am I even going the right way? I don't know, people.
Before that, several years running my own multi-center.
This is why I bought the cheaper one,
doing
because I wanted to
trials
see
for
if I'd
pharma
like it.
companies When they're testing their new drugs, they need multiple
Right.
sites all over the country.
With that other machine, when I did that
I
corn,
ran one of those.
as
trials.
fast as it went, and to the degree where it grinded up that corn, now mind you, that was cooked, but boy, that thing was fast, like 30 seconds.
Mostly
Like,
in neuroscience.
you know, I was almost tempted to try and grind wheat in it because it's just a whippersnapper, but
Of smaller internal medicine.
I wanted to, I want to get on with using this,
Pulmonary drugs.
you know, I want to get on with making bread and stuff with the wheats that I have. And I don't want,
And many
I'm
others.
not in the mood for that right now.
Big sleep research.
Right?
I
Can't
worked
see with
with
these
one of the
glasses. I
top
only
5
use them for
sleep
reading.
research
But I'm curious to see what happened
in the
here
world, really.
for that little bit of time, which probably isn't very much.
5-bed unit.
I don't know.
We studied sleep. We studied meds, drugs in sleep for these pharma companies. So, just some background. So let me explain a little bit to you.
You know
about
what?
This line, the remaining
Seriously,
age
did
groups
you seen, okay, how long that
failed
took?
to reach statistical significance. Okay?
We're talking
Let me explain
seconds.
something to you about statistical significance.
Apparently this thing can grind for 5 minutes. I don't know what the heck you'd be grinding for 5 minutes.
A treatment to
Um,
placebo, because it is absolutely necessary
okay.
for your drug's performance.
Okay, people, that seems pretty good, actually.
Statistically, in the calculation from placebo group. That's what gives you proof that you detected a difference. You can detect a difference in safety, but primarily it's used to detect a difference in efficacy. Does it work? Well, if it worked in a lot of the placebo people, it's really
Could
not
make
working.
tea
It's not working.
biscuits.
It's not about that drug. But if it
don't know.
statistically separates,
Let's see what we get.
then your drug appears.
Now this is soft white
in
wheat.
evidence that there is an effect. It's making a difference. This particular analysis that Dr. Ladapo used is looking at the risk of serious cardiac events, and in this particular case, the numeric values are just as valuable or more valuable than any statistical separation or lack thereof from some other group or factor. Would you not agree that each human death is tragic, especially if it's avoidable? Avoidable. We're talking about life and death.
That was so fast.
You don't need this for a
Look.
flu, the 99.9% recovery rate. And it's still around 96% recovery rate in the elderly.
When I
So as a
started to
pharmaceutical
buy things for hydroponics, right?
and as a
I've seen
former
them
principal investigator
use
in
screen
my own multi-center trial center,
as a,
having run hundreds of studies and analyses, I would
there's,
ask Dr. Ladapo
you know, instead of using dirt
their
or
recommendation
or,
and include everyone
jute or
in every
cocoa,
age
whatever it's
group.
called.
Look, when you're trying to save
Some people
lives,
tried to use screen, so
statistical
I thought I'd
separation
buy a bunch of
between
screen.
the treated group
Anyway,
and the
I got a
placebo
bunch of
group,
screen
however you define your
that
placebo group or
some
your
of it's
other
really
control,
fine
I don't really see that they had a
that,
benefit control. They're
I could
looking
make
at-
my
they're looking at
my
people
own
that
little
already
sieve
had
here,
the treatment, and then comparing outcomes.
right?
Statistical separation doesn't
I don't
matter.
know.
You're talking about the standard levels of significance that are predefined. This is standard in all
You
research.
hit the go faster
As
this way.
levels of 0.05, or if you want to use a more stringent standard, oftentimes we can
Boy, oh
use
boy.
0.01.
See, this is a
This
bit
all
grainy,
meaningless because
so
of the cardiac damage and subsequent death and disability. It's so
maybe it needed
profound.
more time, right?
And it's avoidable by not taking these shots, that waiting for a statistical
The-
separation
There
from
doesn't
another
seem to be a,
factor
I don't know.
is game playing.
I'm not
And you
sure
can
how
see
this,
that
I don't know
because
which is the
he's
on and off button.
coaching. He's very careful, right? In the recommendation.
Doesn't seem to be working,
Well,
or maybe I'm
it's got
not
a benefit for some
using it
people.
correctly,
And
I
the
don't know.
elderly, it's like he's continuing narrative, right?
And then whatever's left
Well,
over is
I
bran.
wouldn't give it to children, but it's
You make
safe
bran
for the
muffins with
elderly.
it,
He's got that in there.
right?
Well, overall, the benefit, outweighs
I think
the
I need
risk.
to
But if you're 18 to
do this a
39
bit
and you're
more.
a male,
Yeah,
no. No,
you can see.
that's not the real science.
That's flower
That's not
people.
The real science.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The real science.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat.
See how the way a study is
I'm going to
set
add in another
and
cup,
the parameters
because it's about, what, 200, right? So,
as your measuring stick, as your control, as your comparator.
so I got about 600 grams in there, so I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. And I took out a little bit, right? And then we're going to try and grind it up just a little longer.
Significance is a red herring.
I'm trying to get this,
Unexpected.
I don't know,
And I understand, as lay people who are not trained in research, many medical doctors, by the way, newsflash, are not trained in medical research. They're not
trying to
trained.
get,
They got some stats in college before they went to medical school. But they weren't up on the floors in their third and fourth year. You only get 2 years of school.
oh, I don't know.
Did you know
I
that?
said my eyes are
Medical
really
school is
bugging me right
three-
now.
3 years, technically 3 to 4 years.
Especially my
But the
left
first
one.
2 are in the classroom, and barely in the second year. They're already calling him doctor on the floors, on the hospital floors, without a license. But their third year is really first year residency, and their fourth year is more of a senior resident. Wow. Right? I guarantee you.
See
And I've
how
worked
this
on
goes.
hundreds of residents.
See, I got this too because it's not big and
By
bulky,
the way, they
right?
change
Like,
shift. They change
I
over
didn't
every
want
July,
anything. I
August,
don't
and
got a
year.
lot of counter
That's when
space.
you have the greatest incompetence.
So I didn't want anything
with
big and
veterans
bulky.
running the hospitals. But I guarantee you, they're not
But
up there in the floors.
I
in
wanted
their third
something
and
that's
fourth
going to
year.
be
Managing, looking for
pretty
statistical
fast.
significance. It's ridiculous. Well, it didn't need statistical significance.
And
That
so
made
far it
sense.
seems to be
Jumped
pretty
out at-
fast.
Like a shark,
But it sounds scary.
like an explosion. The remaining age groups failed to reach statistical significance.
And these are supposed to be on fairly
If I was
tight.
in a room and that was being presented to me, I'd be up like a jack in the box.
Okay, let's try this again.
What do you mean the rest of the age groups didn't reach statistical significance?
Okay, plug it in.
By the way, these confidence intervals,
So when you
which
plug
are
it in,
close to 1, means that there was an effect. There was something important if you want to go by the statistics.
this light goes on.
But
It
when
tells
you're
you that
talking
it's
about
on.
Preventing something that is
This button
preventable,
here, I don't know.
you give it. People who are not getting
Doesn't
these
seem to
shots
do
are
anything.
not dropping dead, or suddenly dying.
Okay,
Not
so
getting severe myocarditis out of the blue.
let's give it. I'm not so scared now. I gave it a minute and a half. Okay? Well, maybe not a minute and a half. The off button is with the timer, because it says off. If I was to move it to off, it would shut off. You can see? Right? And things are supposed to sound different in there. When it's like getting near done, right? Okay.
Don't go anywhere.
Oh boy, Murray didn't like that.
Well, the show is brought to you by Danette
To him,
May and
it's like a
Mindful
vacuum.
Health
He
LLC,
doesn't like vacuums
featuring
either.
Danette May's top superfood product from
He
her
puts up with
Echo Food
his
line.
little blender when I blend his food, though.
Being able to enjoy rich, smooth, creamy chocolate and knowing you're doing something good for your body.
So I'm getting
They start with
confused
100% organic cocoa beans
as to
that are
which way to
gently kissed by the sun, maintaining its miraculous
tighten and
flavor.
loosen.
Then they blend it with turmeric, MCT oil, coconut, Himalayan sea salt, cinnamon, and black pepper for the perfect
So it
blend.
gets hot, definitely, but in between bouts, you're supposed to let it cool now for 10 minutes.
Free chocolate, removing
Okay.
your cravings, facilitating
So before I
weight
let it
loss,
run again.
boosting your energy, and reducing inflammation with one simple drink. It's friendly, paleo, gluten-free,
You have to let it cool down
vegetarian
so you don't burn out the motor.
We're offering up to 15% off when you use the promo
Right.
code RUBY. Go to earthechofoods.com and use the discount code RUBY for your 15% off.
That's why you'd want a
Well, I brought
stronger
you
motor.
pieces of evidence from experts all over the world, like Dr. Zandre Botha,
What am I doing here?
Dr. Philippe Van Welbergen, Dr. Gitala Barber,
Oh, boy.
and so many more on the changes in human blood of people.
Okay, I don't even have to
with
unscrew those all the way
shots.
down. I
Well,
can
now
see
there's
that
a
now.
study bringing together
Because they're in little
pictures and
bolts.
stories and the statistics of over 1,000
You just want to unscrew it
jabbed
enough
people,
just to loosen it.
particularly people that are having symptoms and problems, illnesses, and the results are pretty stunning.
Okay?
It ties it all together, and I have to say that it vindicates a lot of these
Try
well-meaning,
this again.
intelligent microscopy experts that we've had on the show, Mike Peters has had on his show.
So you can
It
see.
vindicates them from some of the wayward, irresponsible
Okay.
shams, some of the snakes within our front line that try to discredit these great doctors. They try to do some sort of modified version
After this,
of
I'm
what they
getting
did,
into
putting their own blood on a plate, and
turnips.
spraying it with some vial
Giving
they
some to
claim
my
they got,
landlady.
and then not seeing anything, not replicating the same exact methodology, then claiming that these doctors that are world renowned and that are established.
So 3 cups of flour.
patients every day,
I'm sorry.
these doctors
3 cups of,
their findings were meaningless. That they didn't, because these shams didn't find what the experts found, that it doesn't exist anywhere. And I want to make something really
soft
clear.
white wheat kernels,
If any so-called
fresh out of the bag.
or scientifically trained person
See, I gave it a little more time. I think it's going through maybe faster.
says, well,
Oh,
we
yeah.
tested 100 vials.
Yeah,
We
it's going
tested
through much
5
faster.
vials. We tested X number
So
of
let me
vials.
just finish sifting this and then I'll come back and I'll show you. So hold on.
Therefore, all of them.
Okay, so this is really fine. Okay, so this is organic flour from wheat kernels. You seen that? Right? And then we've got this, which would be considered like bran. So if I was to be making bran muffins, then this would be, you know, almost suffice for it, right? But I'm curious to see what will happen if I just do this one more time. Okay, because that's almost a full cup of that, right? So I thought I'd try that just for a little while longer and then see what happens. So hold on. Okay, so less than an hour. So now it's a question of what I want to make with it, right? I got some white flour in a bowl over here somewhere. So, I want to use it up, but I want to start doing this, right? I got other white flour like that, but I'm just saying, right? So even though if this isn't enough, I can still scoop up from there. I have to decide what I want to make now. That's the thing. It feels like flour, right? Let me just see, since this one is here. This one appears to be a little finer, right, compared to this one. But then this one is unbleached, unprocessed, and it's fresh. And then I sifted out. It did work. You can see how much is there, not very much left. So in a situation like this, it would be good in a cookie because it's a little more grainy, right? So you'd put this either in a pie crust, I'd say, right? Because you wouldn't notice it. Or you could put it into a muffin or into a cookie. Whereas this one, if you wanted fine bread or like a tea biscuit or muffin, like not muffins, like, you know, bread rolls, like little white buns, you know, right? I would use this, right? So, it's okay. It went not too bad, right? Just hold on a minute. Okay, so bowl 1 of these turnips. I shredded them with the larger piece, you can see, okay? I'm going to now just blanch them for about a minute or so. Okay, so
because if you're gonna do content, just do your content.
I got,
Why do you want my attention
I don't know,
to the point
a
where
lot
you
of turnips.
have your video
okay, yeah, but don't eat them all, okay?
Like these people, they so bold and they want my attention so bad.
Right.
They tag me in their videos. I'm not talking.
If you
to
slice
I'm
them,
never gonna respond to you.
you
I'm
gotta
never gonna address
blanch them
you.
for 3 to 5
I'm
minutes.
for the other two people.
I don't want them
They
sliced
went on
because
about
they
their
take up a
business,
lot
they
of
was
room
trying to
that
get
way
a
in terms of
response so bad,
storing
talking
them,
about
right?
my- let me tell
And
y'all
I think
something
I'd be
about me.
more successful
Girl,
in
we
using
didn't
them
know what the heck
this
was
way.
going on. They said Roz is good. She got
Right?
the heat on her. Yes, I do.
Because
I don't wanna have
what
the
I
heat
plan on
y'all.
doing-
It's just
Let me go turn this off for a minute.
It's just for protection. Yes, that Stockton, California, very young. Yes, Julian. I'm like, what the hell was wrong with him? Roz, I said, I'm glad you're okay. He sounded drunk. Yes, he did. He did sound drunk, but I seen him over. He was across the street. He would have started coming this way.
I think YouTube pays these people to do regular live streams and then they send a lot of traffic that way, right? Because they definitely shadow ban my channel, you know that. And that's why they're always doing live streams, because they're probably under contract. I wouldn't be surprised, people. Yeah. I don't think it's all everything that meets the eye. Right? They're required to do so many live streams a week or whatever it is for X amount of time in order to get that traffic going to their channel. Because for as much yakety yak 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 yak, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to re-register the trademark. No, it's people are just interested in that yakety yak yak for nothing. Right? You know what I mean? It doesn't accomplish anything. I don't know what the hell it, outside of benefiting YouTube with that advertisement and that time, and those people that do that yakety yak, Latrice Allen and so on and so on and so on. There's a whole group of them, right? You know, they obviously benefit from it because they get paid, right? But you think they talk about anything that's important when it relates to what's been going on with my family and stuff? Hell no. I asked that woman there that we were just hearing through her little, chat when she was doing a live stream to talk about Tasty Bonnie. Get Tasty Bonnie start talking, right? Because, murder isn't funny, right? Nothing funny about it. And she read and, oh, well, I don't talk about that. And then she just kept on moving, right? It's like, whatever. Why not talk about illegal organ harvesting? It happens to black people all the time. How many black people go missing in the United States of America? Every year, 175,000 go missing. Black individuals, a lot of them young kids, teenagers, and those kind of things. Every year, at least 175,000 go missing, never to be seen or heard from again. Why not talk about that? That's something of substance that can, maybe bring change and save lives. But this other stuff that they talk about, I don't know. Now, you see, I can't see if this is boiling or not. I see foam, but I don't want it coming up too fast. It'll be flying out, going over my pot. I can't really see if this is boiling or not here, people. But I try not to get discouraged with it because it's really depressing, right? But this is what I mean. It's been like this for how many years have I been on YouTube? Since 2009. And I've gotten like really absolutely nowhere with the foundation. Now granted, I've been sabotaged left, right, and center when it comes to the gang stalking and the targeting of my family. So of course the nonprofit would never become successful under 2 federal trademarks because that would be just too much political power for the elite to handle. So they had to make me look scandalous by picking off family members here and there and just, doing what they do best, destroying lives. So, nobody on YouTube too much is interested in that. So, I have to just keep things in perspective. Right? Just like with these turnips. They offered me a whole box full of turnips. And I'm like, okay. Well, food is food. Turnips aren't exactly the best of my, for what I like. But I'm thinking, okay, do them this way. Okay, now it looks like it's boiling. But I don't want it to overflow. So I'm just going to turn down the heat a bit. Just keep stirring. Yeah, it looks like it's boiling. I don't want to turn down the heat too much. And I figure I'm going to make potato patties with turnip, onion, maybe some garlic. And then if I have sour cream with some horseradish, That would be good. Right? And some pepper. Mix your horseradish in with your sour cream with a little bit of pepper. And then have that after you fry your potato turnip patties. Right? With onion or without onion, doesn't really matter. Right? And I gotta pay attention. It's about a minute now, right? Then just spread on some sour cream with some horseradish. Oh, that'd probably be good, because horseradish is almost like a turnip, right? So it will complement. It will complement the flavor with a little bit of pepper. Right? I figured that I can probably get away with feeding the kids that, as long as I don't put too much turnip in with the potato. Right? And with the way the economy is going right now, in 4 or 5 years from now, if I haven't gotten to them by that point, in terms of quote-unquote food storage, oh boy, they'll be good. Yeah. Because obviously some of this is one, I'm going to do one, I'll probably get 2 big jars for sure, and then whatever else, right? So 2 jars will probably go in, we're talking 1 gallon jars, right? Will probably go into long-term food storage after the fact. And I ordered some more peas, right? Whole peas. I don't know, I got this thing with peas, I don't know why. Because they're high in vitamin B's, but as I'm reading up on peas, here, let me just turn this down. Let me turn off this camera for a minute, okay? Because I have to run this to the sink. I don't use ice water because I don't have enough room in my freezer to give me ice. So I just run it under cold water, right? So I'm just going to go rinse these off. And I'm going to come back. And I'm going to talk about peas. And bore everybody. We'll gossip about peas here in a second. Hold on. Okay, so I got 3 trays. I'm not overfilling my trays here. One reason I like doing it this way, with it shredded, and I'm gonna do fine, okay? I just want to get the bulk of it because I got like 2 bags here. I don't know, my landlady was supposed to come pick something up, and I told her I got some turnips for her, so we'll see. We'll see, because I'll do these 2 bags first, and if she doesn't come for the other bag, there's gonna have to be something done with them, because these are not like fresh, right? You know, I gave her the more nicer ones. I picked through them and I tried to give her the more nicer ones. Right? But, you know, turnip isn't necessarily people's favorite food, right? So, but yeah, if I shred them, I tend to get more on the trays, because then you know, you move them around like you do with the raisins, and because this is, you know, like this size, it won't take long for it to, by tomorrow they'll be dehydrated more than likely. And then tomorrow what am I doing tomorrow? Amari has an appointment tomorrow, 2 appointments, but they're back to back with the feeding team and the physiotherapist with a splint or something, I don't know. And that's in the morning, so Tisha's going to take him and then come back, and then I'll have the kids, but I'm not going outside tomorrow because I want to work on these things, and I still have laundry to do. Right? It's hanging up. I have to bring it in now, right? I have to hang it, like unhang it and fold it, but whatever. So anyway, I will probably do another. Well, I'm getting, for what I just did, I got 3 trays. I have 12 trays. I've got a bit more in the sink, which will probably give me another 3 more trays, so I can probably peel a few more, because I want to maximize all my trays, right? Because I want to, you know, I'm tired, right? And I have to go outside after tomorrow, right? And it's going to be long hours again. And it's going to start raining. Friday, it looks like it's going to be a heavy rain. So depending on how heavy the rain is, I'll either be working in the X Club as the rain is coming down where I can see where it's leaking, and I'm going to try and staple up that plastic and, you know, try and... I go through this every year, people. And if not that, I'll be inside the hen house raccooning proofing it, right, in the rain. Although there's a little bit of shelter in there, so I won't get so wet. And then, of course, sooner or later I'll get wet. And then it's going to rain every day. How much, I don't know, but almost for a week. So I'm outside in the rain, people. Yeah, I'll be outside in the rain. And I'm going to, you know, I don't think we need a bin. I really don't, because a lot of this stuff I need in terms of the plywood and that kind of stuff, right? You know, some of that stuff can be bagged up, right? So, and put into the garbage can and whatever. And I'm going to phone the city. I'm going to see if I have any available pickup. Because I remember we did a box spring, I think. So maybe I think you're only allowed 2 things a year or something like that, which is pathetic, right? Yeah, but I'll phone them and double check. Maybe I can get 2 things picked up. So, you know, because I told my landlady, I said, look, don't be bringing in no bin just yet, because if we're going to do that, I want to make sure that when it comes, I got everything nicely organized, and we're going to pack it up then, nice and tight, so the neighbors can't come in and start dumping their garbage into it, because they'll try and do that, right? So, you know, she says, yeah, that's a good idea. I said, yeah, but before that happens, I'm going to try and make it so that we don't even have to bring in the bin. That's what I'm trying to say, right? And being that her son knows somebody that does a little bit of metal recycling, you know, I'll make sure there's a pile of that. Anything that goes to electronic, like for electronic recycling, should go to the electronic recycling center. Anything to do with paint should go to that particular, versus all just going into a bin. So maybe if I put everything into, because I haven't really, you know, I was dealing with everything going out of the basement, out onto the road, the curbside. And then I started in the back, and then I worked on the fence. Then I ended up going over there where the potatoes got robbed and started cleaning up in there. And then all of a sudden the city showed up. And then I took a detour, because I always do in this house. You know how that goes, right? And I worked on the pond area, which I'm glad I did, people. I told the city I work well under pressure, so it is what it is, right? And I took that, you know, pressure, and I applied it onto the pond, but I was already planning on laying down that underlay, right? I just, you know. So anyway, and then they gave me turnips, the women, they gave me a box and a half of turnips, like we're talking farm boxes, right, of turnips. And like, what I'm doing, I think is going to work really good with potato patties. Like, honest to God, I'm actually looking forward to it. Yeah. And that's just one idea that I can think of. Oh yeah, let's talk about peas for a second. So, now that I've got this grinder, you've seen that, you know, I mean, like, these drinks that Amari's got right now, they're much more easily digestible, and he really likes them, but I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's the medicine that's making him finicky, not wanting to eat like he used to, or if these drinks are just satisfying him in terms of, you know, he's just not hungry, right? Either or, as I get more and more organized with everything. The yard, you know, the kitchen. Because I'm still, you know, I'm still jarring up shit, right? I'll try and clear out a bit more. It's not the ideal kitchen, but I'm still happy to have it, right? Okay, we got like not even a minute. This doesn't even need a minute. It just needs a little time. You know, I want to make I want to wean them off those drinks for the most part. And make myself something similar. Now, whether I can ever do that, I don't know. That remains to be seen. Right? Because I'm not saying that there's bug protein in that. But I don't necessarily trust these companies, okay? Especially in this day and age. So, tomorrow, Tisha's taking Amari to the feeding team, and the first question will be, my mom wants to know if there's bug protein or bug flour or anything bug in these drinks, because, and of course they'll say no, more than likely, right? And if I catch them in a lie and do the research and find out that there is, they'll be like, oh, well, we didn't know. We just thought there wasn't. And you get my point. And I just think it would be better in the long run for Amari if I can work on Amari's side dish, you know, Amari's cookbook, right? So peas are always on my mind, but what I'm doing is because they for digestion, they say the peas, like the 3 P's, pears, plums, prunes, peas, I guess peaches. What else starts with, well, I don't know about a potato, but sweet potato for sure, right? Those are supposed to be easy to digest, the easiest, in terms of avoiding constipation. These drinks, Amari doesn't seem to be getting constipated with them. But then on the other hand, he's being really picky with his food, like really picky. So, anyway, as I'm reading up on peas, I'm reading where it says that they're actually kind of hard to digest. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, it just means that if you can, like in terms of pea flour, like, you know, I figured, oh, I'll just grind up pea flour, like peas, and make flour, and, you know, right? But it's a little more complicated than that, right? Okay? So, if you can, it's better to sprout your peas, sprout them, then dehydrate them, then grind them up, versus just grinding them up dry. Because if you sprout them, then something changes inside of them, and it breaks down certain, I don't know what it is, the part that's hard to digest, it breaks it down, and it becomes more easier to digest. So we're leaning towards that direction, where eventually I'll be going to try to sprout peas, sprout them, and then run off to the dehydrator, put them in the dehydrator, dehydrate them, and then sprout them. And then bring out my grinder and grind them up. Right? And then do something with them. What I'm going to do with them, I don't know. It would be nice if I could make my own vegetable drink, like these things. And so I have control of what's in the drink versus just opening and relying on that. And of course you can change as you go depending on what you end up creating. So I don't feel bad for ordering more peas. Now I ordered 2 different kinds, right? One is organic, which should sprout. The other one I don't think is so much organic, which probably won't sprout, but you'd be surprised. It could, right? And same thing with beans. If you're going to grind up beans, if you can, it's better if you sprout them first, then dehydrate them, then grind them up. Okay? So that's the direction that I'm leaning towards. Right? Because let's just say I had that flour now, after I sprouted the peas, and I wanted to make my turnip potato patty, I could use that pea flour, that sprouted pea flour, as a binding agent in the patty. I'm just saying. For a little bit extra nutrients. Right, so hold on a minute. Okay, I only got 5 trays here. And I don't know, Tisha's gonna be here like any minute. So yeah. So I'm just gonna, cause she wants to go work at the gym, right? I guess Alex is going with her too. So I'll watch the kids for a little while, and I don't know. I'd like to get a full 12 trays going here, so, but the darker it gets, the harder it is for me to see, as if I can see anything anyway. Honestly, people, I don't think my eyes are going to get better. They feel like crap. Especially this left eye. I don't know. I injure it too much all the time. So, but I can still kind of fake the funk here. I've done it so many times that what I like about turnips is you don't really have to keep them in water to prevent them from browning. I mean, you do if you want to leave them out for a long time, but they don't really brown. Not like a potato. If I was shredding a potato, you'd have to put the potato in the water, no questions asked. This is different. They can handle the air for quite a while, really, before they start to oxidize. So we'll get these ones in the tray. This will probably be about another, I don't know, 2 or 3 more trays, so that's 8. That means I have 4 more to go. So depending on what time Tisha picks up the kids, I'll attempt to try and get 4 more trays in, but that means I have to peel them. So we'll see. Maybe I'll pick the nicer ones, the easier ones to peel. Right. It's just time consuming, that's all. But my back is sore. My eyes are bugging me. And I'm tired. So I'm going to see if I can save on this bin. Because honestly, I don't want my landlady holding $200 over my head that she got a bin. Do you know how many times I've gotten rid of crap that was her crap? Like when she did the basement kitchen, and they tore out the cupboards and the floorboard, the flooring and everything. I'm the one that got rid of that shit. But But a lot of that wood I ended up using put it in the shed outside, in the back, as floorboards, and wherever. So, I'll try and make it so that nobody has to spend it. Because I don't want Tisha spending $200 or anybody spending any money on a fucking bin. We'll see. Like I said, a lot of that stuff needs to go to, like, they can go to recycling centers and stuff. So, we'll see. Like that carpet and carpet lay and stuff, underlay, that's, can be bagged up and thrown in the garbage can 1 week. Everybody wants instant satisfaction. So I got one more day to do laundry and turnips. And then I'm back outside. So yeah, I better do those 4 trays tonight. And after they're blanched, they don't taste that bad actually. They're quite mild, really. I didn't change the water, but I added a bit more water. Well, if someone was offering you a box and a half of turnips, what would you do? No, thank you. Right? Like I said, a year from now, 2 years, maybe even 3, you'll want those turnips. Yeah. I figured they're gonna go good with the patties. If you make them crispy, oh boy. With a nice sour cream horseradish sauce, I think that would work out really good. Yeah. Oh boy. What else to talk about? See, my videos are boring. Right. What's the gossip of Surrey? I don't know. Oh yeah, here's some gossip. So yeah, I say to this Roz from the squad, you know, talk about Tasty Bonnie. Get her to open up her mouth. Alright, and I just typed out a little something. Next thing you know it, not even 2 days later, you got that crazy bitch doing her 10-second video with Tasty Bonnie at New Nations Unity with some just and not saying nothing. That's because she either read the post or somebody that likes her read it and went off and told her. That's gossip, right? Isn't that what you consider to be gossip? Yeah. Notice how she ain't talking about nothing no more, eh? I wonder why. Gossip. I'm too busy to gossip. Idle hands is the devil's workshop, right? I don't really gossip. I talk about things that actually happen or are happening. Alright. Just getting this ready. And for what it's worth, using this bigger shred seems to be working fine in terms of after it's cooked. And they're not even really coming out tasting bitter. Well, mind you, I didn't take a big bite, but the little bites that I've had, it's actually tasting pretty mild. I think it'll work out pretty good. Oh. This is where you get tired, eh? Some of these turnips were like huge, but some of them were not retail sale, right? Because they weren't perfect. But that's okay. Like getting real apples from an apple tree that aren't perfect. They taste the best, really. I'd take a apple from an apple tree any day over a store-bought apple. Any day. Yeah. Oh. This is where your arm gets tired. So winter's coming soon. I figure I'll work for another month or so, if not a month and a half outside. And then after that, I focus on other things. Because I have to work on the rabbit hutch this week. Get everything ready. But it's going to start to rain, so we'll have to see how that goes. I don't mind working in the rain, but I don't like working in the pouring rain. I don't mind getting soaking wet, because I've done it out there by the time I'm done coming in. But I just don't like working in the pouring rain. Right. I want to shred this all before I go on to the next stage. I only got a couple more. See? Some of these, you know, you had to. Like these are big. A lot of them are big. I think they got tired of peeling them. I don't know. But I don't care why they gave them to me. I'm just happy that they did. Oh boy. I think part of my eye problem is because I'm always straining myself. Yeah. Having Amari all these years, straining every day, picking him up 25 times a day to move him, to sit him up so he can just slide right back down, or, you know, if I'm carrying him here or carrying them there or whatever. I don't know. On top of everything else I do in a day. You know, struggling with laundry and that piles up, and just, I think, yeah, you know, lifting up buckets of dirt at 5 gallons a bucket doesn't help. But I have an eye appointment with this specialist pretty soon, so we'll see. I already been told the prognosis doesn't sound good. My landlady seems to think that this stuff she's given me is gonna magically make me see something. Now she wants me to put in 2 drops She's trying to figure out how to get it into a bottle with drops. And I'm like, oh God, no, I don't think so. I've been using it. Now, I don't know, maybe I'm not putting enough in or something, but it's not burning as much as it was when I first started doing it, that's for sure. So, I don't know. Well, I hate it when my hair gets in there. I can feel my hair, people. Oh, God. That's hair. I lost my hair. There we go. Well, this full bowl, so I might not need to do any more tonight. No, I don't want to sweat it, right? I'll get up in the morning and I can always prepare it and get it ready. I don't know about that, because I don't want them sitting in water. I don't want it to leach out any more than... Oh my God. Just nothing doesn't end. She said it'd take a month or two. She thinks I'm not using enough now. I don't know. My left eye always feels gummy. You're not supposed to feel your eyes. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't lose this eye yet. Yeah. Whatever. Okay, this is another full bowl, so it'll probably be at least another 5 more trays. So that's good. Yeah. See, look at this. Who wouldn't be happy? Especially when you know what you're going to do with some of them. In terms of making those patties. Because you could make your salmon patty with potato and this with that sour cream. You could do it with dill if you wanted to, or you could do it with horseradish, right? In terms of a sauce, like a dipping sauce. Or maybe you might want a chili sauce or something, right? Like a, you know, like for shrimp, that kind of thing. Yeah. See, if I had a bigger kitchen, I could do more. Because I'd have the counter space to do it with. Right? But that's okay. This is good. I'm alright. The worst part of food prep is over. I just got the peas for Amari, mostly because of Amari. As a staple, that is. Right? But you can't eat them every day. Because apparently your stomach can't digest them very well. Unless, of course, you sprout them. You can sprout them and cook them. If you want pea flour, you have to sprout them, dry them, then grind them, then cook them. Which I plan on doing at some point. Okay. So, that's one more pot. Where's my strainer? Okay. So I guess maybe I should just end this video because you know what I'm doing. And the kids will be here soon and yeah.